Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patric Young and Terry Norvelle.
And we welcome you to a Monday edition. A lot of sports over the weekend, a lot of non-sports, if you know what I mean. We won't get into that very much, if at all, but a lot of stuff going on all weekend long. Glad you're with us here as we kind of look back and preview the week, look back at the weekend, preview the upcoming week in and around the world of sports. Terry Norvelle here. It is, of course, the Young and Norvelle Show. You heard the man a moment ago tell you the Young and Norvelle Show week number 2, our brand new happy hour slot, 4 to 6 weekdays. Hope you found us. If you have, obviously you're watching. Spread the word. Help us grow the show. Patric Young will be along shortly. We'll get Patrick on and go over a lot of stuff, including Team USA. Boy, the second straight lackluster exhibition game for the Team USA men's basketball team. They got a win over the Australian team, but not great. All kind of stuff going on, though. We'll talk a lot of SEC football. Media days have started for those guys over in Dallas. We'll take a quick look at the 4 teams that are walking through the car wash, if you will, out in Dallas today. LSU, South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. Quick thumbnails on those teams. We'll hear from Brent Beard about 4:35 regarding and about the SEC media days. A lot of stuff going on. And I thought Greg Sankey, the commissioner, of course, each commissioner, they lead off their media days with kind of the state of the conference, and Greg Sankey did that. He had a couple of things that he said, but he didn't say anything, but he said something, but he didn't say anything. Greg Sankey, boy, he's in the catbird seat. It must be nice to be driving either the SEC or the Big Ten at this moment with the power and the bank account you have at your disposal. A lot of SEC talk. Again, today in Dallas, LSU, South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt. Tomorrow, Georgia. Yes, Georgia and Kirby Smart. He will not be able to duck it. Kirby's got to talk about, or going to be asked about anyway, the driving situation in Athens. Tomorrow, Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Missouri. Florida comes up on Wednesday. So that's kind of a look at halfway through the SEC Media Days as we welcome that guy, Patric Young, PY.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? Look good.
I'm trying, man. You know, it's just so hard when I got all these dogs that love me so much and they're licking my face, and you know, I look a little rough right now, but you know, I'm good.
Man. Like the shirt.
Good problem to have.
Like the shirt. Looks a little golfy, or I don't know what it is, or a little stakes on your shirt. Are those stakes on your shirt? Kind of like that if they are.
Or
little stakes. It looks
abstract. It's abstract. Yeah, I wish it was
like it.
What a weekend, Terry.
Man, a lot of wild stuff going on. You know, we won't get to much of the non-sports stuff over the weekend, but my goodness.
Yeah.
News, and more news. We're going to talk to Brent Beard about 4:35. The SEC Media Days are going on. Major League Baseball has come to a stop because of the All-Star Game tomorrow. We'll do a lot of baseball talk today and tomorrow.
Draft today?
The draft started yesterday. It'll go a day or two. And
please tell me Cags did not go to the A's. Anybody but the A's.
Went to Kansas City. Condon, the big boy from Georgia, went 3rd. Cags went 6th. A little lower than, the number 6 pick in the first round. It's hard to say that's a low pick, but Cags went 6th to Kansas City. Condon, I can't remember, the slugger from Georgia, went 3rd overall, I do believe.
Well, right here.
And the draft will continue another day or so. The switch pitcher went high. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Mississippi State guy that literally throws with both arms, can pitch and pitch effectively. The switch pitcher, if he makes it to the big leagues, and if he's a natural right-handed thrower, but he's ambidextrous and literally can throw it 89, 90 with his off arm, right?
They're going to have to put two pitch counts on the television.
Yeah. Does he get 40 seconds, 20 seconds? What does he get?
No, not though. I mean, not clocks. The count, like how many pitches.
Right arm, left arm.
Left-handed. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that, Patrick. Right arm.
He can alternate, not per at bat, but alternate, or not per pitch, but he can alternate per at bat.
Yeah.
going left-handed or right-handed towards anybody.
That is the story. And I don't know if that was a recent rule, but yes, he is literally a switch pitcher. Pitches mostly with his right arm, but he has and can in a game change if he wants. But there are now rules for the pitcher and the batter. The batter, when the batter declares, he has to stay in that batter's box for the entire at bat. And when the pitcher declares, he can't go right, left. He can't.
I can't remember. It's supposed to be easier for a righty to hit a lefty and vice versa.
The theory is the theory is just from numerics in baseball, there are way more right-handed pitchers than there are left-handed. So it would be easier to be a left-handed batter because generally a right-handed pitcher, any breaking ball's coming into you.
Yeah, that's true.
If the other way around, right on right or left on left, the breaking ball, if it's an effective breaking ball, can look like it's going to hit you.
Yeah.
And it's going to break. So that's the theory. What are we eating? What do we got going on there? What do we got going on there? Look like something green.
What?
Look like something green. I can see you. What we eating?
Why are you looking at me eating vegetables, Terry?
You realize we can see you right now, Patrick, don't you? You don't believe me? You got your hand over your face.
Dang it.
You don't know your camera.
I know it's on. I just didn't think,
You're sitting in front of your laptop that has a camera mounted on the top of it, and you didn't know you were on the camera?
I didn't think you would notice.
Thank God you got clothes on, Patrick, for God's sakes. Holy
yeah,
God,
that's always a, camera on or not. That's always something you got to worry about.
Yeah, pretty much. What are you eating? It was green, it looked like.
Those are green beans, which really I don't care for at all.
Good. I like green beans.
You like green beans?
Yeah, I love green beans. It's funny when you're a young kid. It's funny. Most of the green things you turn your nose up at. Your mom would say broccoli or okra or asparagus. I think because they have like adult sounding names, right? But when I got older, I love everything green. I love asparagus. I love Brussels sprouts. I
went to a buddy of mine that he works for. Dude, first off, I'll get into what he does after. He works for Missouri's football team.
Okay.
And we went to Hop Dottie, which Dottie is the name of a type of cow.
Okay.
Hop obviously is in relation to beer, hops in the beer. It's a burger spot, and one of their sides, they don't give you small, unshareable sides. They give you huge, monstrous sides. And one of the sides they gave me was this like 3-person bowl of Brussels sprouts.
Nice. I just had some seasoned up Brussels sprouts on the side over the weekend. I can't remember where I was at. I got I know where I was at. I got Brussels sprouts. We'll give our buddy Daniel over at Four Score Golf. I got a burger over there like last Thursday, and my side was Brussels sprouts. They were good, man. I love Brussels sprouts.
Dude, when I this buddy of mine that he's a year younger than I am, and we went to Providence together. I don't think it was. He went to Florida State. He went to another school. Then went to Florida State, finished there, met his wife there, etc. I can't remember exactly how his path ended up being like the video director of the football program, but he's coming on his third year now, first second year as the head guy. And when he was telling me how much film he has to break down, thank goodness he doesn't have to be the guy to look at the film and say, "All right, coach, this is what you're looking for." He has. They'll say, "Hey, I want a box where I'm just going to get the offensive line or defensive line, and just give me the whole game." But dude, his hours, he said between this was his little break. I think he said between August 1st to like the end of November, he'll get 4 days off.
Wow. It's funny you said that, Patrick. I've known a couple of buddies of mine. I know a couple of guys that have been in audio video AV for teams and football teams and Jaguar level, Gator level, big football teams. And you're so right. Their work is unbelievable because they'll have a coach walk in. They may have the linebacker coach walk in or the offensive coordinator will walk in and go, "Hey, I want this team we're playing Sunday, this weekend, this may be Monday or Tuesday. I want every opponent the team we're playing, I want every 3rd and 4 or longer running play that they've done this year, right? I mean, you're talking he wants it cut up, and he wants it at his disposal quickly. I mean,
and then just the number when he showed me on his phone, just like, and it's like every school does this, but the details, how far back was the running back?
Absolutely.
Yep. It was 0-1 or 0-1-2 or 1-2. It's all different variations of their running back, 2 receivers or 2 tight ends, like, and just the details. I'm like, dude, we don't have to do all that in basketball.
And there's these kind of speaking of what you're talking about, particularly in football, they got a lot of quality control guys, and they got video quality control guys that'll watch their own team and watch their own, because the last thing you want to do, what everybody's looking for is little tips you don't even know you're doing. Let's say the running back when he's getting the handoff, he, for whatever reason, even doesn't know it himself, he doesn't have his mouthpiece in. Or when he's blocking every time, he may have his mouthpiece in. And it just may be an idiosyncrasy he doesn't know he's doing. But you're looking for that as a tip-off. And little things like that. But, the video work in these.
He just records practice. Like, he doesn't have to do – like, we would have guys that on the video side that were more – like, he doesn't really have a relationship with – he's all geared towards the coaches. We will work with some of the guys, and we do like cool stuff with the video. His stuff's not cool or fun.
No, it's a grind. It's a grind.
Missouri's really good.
Well, that's why you see, and Patrick, you remember probably your basketball guys. They don't do as much film, but that's why you'll see these guys get on their plane. The coaches, they're wanting stuff cut up on the flight back.
Oh, right there.
These guys are laptopping it
right there,
and they're getting on next week's opponent, the audio video guys, as quick as possible.
Coach Donovan, he's watching film of the game we just played on the way back. Off rip.
No doubt. Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle here, first segment. Glad you're with us here, week 2 of our brand new show hours right here, the Young and Norvelle Show. Easiest way, as you know, but if you are looking to tell people, the easiest way to always find us is go ahead and download the app, Action News Jacks app. Download that bad boy, and every time you pull it up, there's the link, Action Sports Jacks, right there. Bam, you hit it, and you're with us. Also, no matter which way you are consuming the show, feel free to chat with us. If you hit your chat, we'll try and pay attention and read the chat. We've had a lot of fun with that last week with the chat on the side. So that's one way you can
we had to do that last Terry, you almost got canceled, Terry.
How? Why? What'd I do?
Well, usually when you have to give context before you say something, and that something is usually, a lot of people don't like when I say this.
Yeah, tip-off. That's a tip-off.
That's
definitely tip-off. So Greg Sankey, and we'll talk to Brent Beard about 4:35-ish today. He does a great job covering. He is not in Dallas. He was scheduled to go to Dallas and had a family situation about a week ago. And I think Brent had his tickets and all. He was going to Dallas, and we were going to have a boots on the ground guy. But he literally, and I won't get into his personal life, but he had a situation that precluded him. He had to cancel that trip. But Brent will join us. He's as dialed in as anybody. Greg Sankey, he made a long, state of the conference, the SEC commissioner speech like they all do, Patrick. And two things I pulled away from that was Patrick. And he said a lot of stuff. He talked for, I bet you 45 minutes.
Oh, really?
When asked about the SEC and even more future expansion, here's what he said. And I'm just going to paraphrase. But the word he used was focused. Hey, we're focused on our conference. Patrick, that's a way of not saying anything, right? Yeah. Hey, Commissioner Sankey, you're at 16 now with the addition of Oklahoma and Texas. There's talk out there, will the SEC expand further? Well, we're just going to focus on what we got right now. So, Patrick, he said something, but he didn't say anything, right? That's the way to say it. And Patrick, his next thing, when pressed further on, hey, FSU's looking for a home, and there may be other schools looking for a home, and this and that. And I'm paraphrasing, but he used the two words, not recruiting. He didn't say no, but he said, hey, I'm not out there recruiting, meaning I don't want to say anything, but I'm going to answer the phone if somebody calls me.
You can read the lines on that. Yeah, for sure.
So focused. Oh, we'll just focus on what we got. And no, I'm not out there recruiting other schools, new schools potentially. God
Man,
bless the
two
commissioner.
more teams, your Florida State and Clemson, or Florida State and Clemson in the SEC. That'd be awesome. Gosh,
God, you gotta love. You gotta
gotta love
love.
Greg Sankey. The most part, man. He's a straight shooter, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude reads a lot of books, and I listened to them a little bit earlier when South Carolina was coming up. A lot of their grievances or worries were just like they don't want, the same thing something you and I would say is, kids getting so focused on the short term and not burning out. Or he said in one of the books that he read, he's like, it would be a major problem if most of these kids peak at 22, then downhill from there. Because it's cool to make some money in college, but then if things don't work out, you're going to be working a low level to mid level job, and hopefully not have crazy money in debt, or having to get garnished wages because you didn't realize you had to pay taxes on that money. I talked to actually associate AD today at Charlotte, and she told me, there's been kids that have gotten garnished wages already.
Is that right?
Yeah.
From a tax issue and
tax issue. Yeah.
Yeah. While you were talking about that, obviously Greg Sankey, we mentioned the commissioner of the SEC. He's got the big bat in his hand. I mean, the SEC and the Big Ten are the big boys, and he's done a wonderful job since he took over from Mike Slive, who did a wonderful job, who took over for Roy Kramer. It's no coincidence you have good leadership. But, I just looked it up. Greg Sankey has done a masterful job as the commissioner. I mean, and they're the big boy. They're the big boy of college football, and he's the big boy leader, right, Sankey? He's basically 60 years old. If Greg Sankey was 10 years younger, Roger Goodell's 65, and you wonder how much longer he's going to go. He's done it a long time. If Sankey is too close to get, he's too old right now. If Sankey had his resume and he was 48, 49, 50, and the NFL was looking for their next commissioner,
oh yeah,
you'd have to go to Sankey and make him tell you no.
My gosh. And
I know Goodell's got some lieutenants right under him, but Sankey has done an incredible job with the SEC.
Yeah, he does. He has. And, I just hope, because there always is a case for arrogance and overconfidence and just something. But, I mean,
yeah,
college football is such a place, as you said, you talk the numbers, that viewership's only going up. The money's only going up. The only issue that I can foresee is if what's happening with Georgia, things like that happen all across the SEC. All the schools just have.
Yeah, but I tell you, I'm like you guys on the weekend. I'm on social media. I'm just like you guys, and this weekend was no exception. I'll be reading stuff, and if I'm in and around some chat or some posting that's college football related, I'll still look at the comments, and you'll see the scattered 5 or 6, 7 or 8 comments. Yeah, NIL and transfer portal. It's college football's dying. It's done. And I keep going, show me. That's just your opinion. There is not one quantitative number that you can show me. College football in the last 5 years, I'll say, since this portal thing's been around and NIL has popped up, college football has never been more popular. It's off the chain. Money, eyeballs, viewership. There is nothing other than being a curmudgeon and saying, well, college football is not supposed to be like this, so I don't like it, and it's going to die. Well, the it's going to die faction out there is nothing that backs that up. Not one thing. Am I wrong, Patrick? There's not one thing out there that backs up college football's dying. The portal and if anything, Patrick, if anything, and I've said this, and I'll continue. If anything, the portal appears to be the best thing to ever happen to college football. More teams can get more better, more quicker.
Yes and no. Mostly yes. 90% yes, 10%. This is like not in the way of taking away from the growth, and I guess partially you can say, all right, high school kids just get better. But these past few years, because of that COVID year, which is something that's a little bit of an outlier, there's a little bit less scholarships going around to high school kids because of the transfer portal and the opportunities that they have. Because, look, with Coach Donovan, if he could get me at 20 years old versus 18 to come and play right away and be mature and oh my gosh.
Remember, you said you had that maturity issue. You said you had that maturity issue at Florida. I want to back up, though, for people new to our show, and I'm going to keep repeating this. I think the portal, we're going to look right back and say it's the best thing ever. I also think it's ironic, the NIL and the portal, when people are bitching and moaning and complaining, you know what they rarely ever point out and consider? The actual labor that does the activity. The players. Yeah. Guess what? The players should be first and foremost. Guess what? The players love the NIL, and the players love the portal. I mean, they are the labor of this, right, setup. But nobody ever, the fan will say, I don't like it because I, and you go, what? Shouldn't we consider first and foremost, the players love it?
Yeah,
they love it.
You make a great point.
And last thing, Pat, and to spin off, I always say this too, professional sports, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, how terrible would pro sports be without free agency? And we went through that. If you're of age, you remember free agency hasn't been around forever. And don't give me, well, those guys were loyal. No, they were trapped. There's a difference between being loyal and being trapped. Professional sports would be terrible without free agency. The only way you could move is be traded.
But just think about, guys, think about, I'm piggybacking off what you said and just thinking of some really bad instances that happened so you got the running back situation in the NFL, guys wanting to get traded and having those, there wouldn't be franchise tags. Those wouldn't exist. Why would you need a franchise tag? They can't go anywhere. Then you have for guys like James Harden, that whole debacle that went on with him and the Sixers. Yeah, you wouldn't have to worry. So what if a player thinks an owner is lying to a player about this and that? Guess what? They couldn't go anywhere, and so on and so forth.
Remember the portal as we go to our first break here. The portal, I always say this, fans, we've got to re-educate fans too, including you and me. We all think the portal fan, listen to this. The portal will giveth,
and take it away.
And the portal will take it away. Just like Mr. Eagle fan or Mr. Cowboy fan or Mr. Dodger fan or Mr. Yankee fan or Mr. Brave fan, just like free agency can giveth and free agency can take it away.
Does that mean that we should give more leeway to college coaches a little more grace?
The issue college has right now, and it's going to be corrected, is right now that in dire, and it separates the pros from being total. They're in dire need of an organized salary cap. That's the issue. College football has a salary cap. Sure. That's the first thing that's going to really help smooth this out more is when college gets an organization. And again, my stance. I've said forever, the entity out there that is most qualified to run college football is easy. The entity is the NFL. They've already done everything and put in place everything that the world of college football has got to structure. The NFL should say, pay us $10 billion a year, and we'll run your friggin' sport for you.
But this is, before we go to last time, we can go talk a little bit more about it on the other side. But I was just thinking, for instance, we get the salary cap $5 million, and I know it's probably going to be way higher than that.
I think they're talking about 20. They're talking in the 20, somewhere between 20 and 25. It's going to be imposed on all the big programs that are in the club when they form their club and get the numbers.
Okay, that's a big number.
They're talking about $20 million.
That's $20 million for all student athletes, and then you gotta tip the scales.
Sure,
you got to. The lacrosse, as much as I love it, those girls will get something, and boys, but sadly, it's not. And it's an exciting sport. It is a great sport, but schools will still have advantages when they can say, hey, not only are you going to get this million, there's these other organizations. You'll get a car, you're going to get a charger.
Yeah.
You'll get this and that and that, and these other deals.
And people, what you say there is that's being done. The NFL does it. They just don't call it NIL. They call it Trevor Lawrence, here's your contract. Okay. And Trevor Lawrence, you and your agent can go do all the NIL you want.
Yeah.
Go talk to the local Ford and Chevy
Yep.
and Burger King. And that's up to you. Now, these guys get paid so handsomely. I don't think all of them need to go hustle a side hustle, but that's up to you. That is up to you. Let's take a break here.
That's part of brand building if they want to,
Part of brand building. Let's take our first break of a Monday. Off and running. Patric Young having an early, I don't know if it's a late lunch or early dinner.
Can't stop eating.
Patric Young, Terry Norvelle, and you. We'll come back, get some other topics on the board, and then Brent Beard about 4:35 talking SEC football.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device, you're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
So let me just throw this out. You ever been about to go on the air for like a 2-hour sports show and you're going to probably, talk a while, and you get it all the way into the building, and you got to kind of go through some checkpoints to get in the building, so it's not easy, okay? I'm just going to leave it at that, Patrick. But you ever come in to do a 2-hour show and get all settled down, you fight your way through the doors and all, and you get settled, you're going to talk for a while, for 2 hours, Pat, and you go, man, I left my Propel in my car.
Oh, my gosh.
My Propel's in my car.
I'm glad it's not a Diet Coke.
Yeah, I can still salvage it.
Why don't you carry around a water bottle?
I'm more of a Propel guy and Diet Dr. Pepper, so they're already in their bottle.
You see me. I drink last time on the show. Let me get your own. Get a Stanley or whatever.
Well, that looks stupid. That looks like a kid's little sippy thing. Let me see it again.
It's Owala. Well, yeah, I put these stickers on here. Yeah, the stickers they don't look flattering.
Looks like a 4-year-old that has a dirty face and no shoes would be drinking out of that thing.
That's Bucky.
Right? Hey, speaking of my Propel, I like Propel. It's hard. Propel's hard to find.
That's the Bucky.
You ever have Propel? I like.
Yeah,
Propel.
They had them. It's a Gatorade product, so they had them a lot at Florida. I like them. I enjoyed them.
I like Propel. We're gonna get to Gatorade a little bit later if we've got time. Boy, Gatorade gummies are in a massive lawsuit right now. PepsiCo, the company behind Gatorade, and the gummies, and one of, if not the fastest high school track and field guy from like 2023, he tested, and he's blaming it on the gummies, and there's a mess going on. He's from Suriname. We'll get into that in a little bit later. I will say this though, is this quirky, Patrick? If you've ever bought Propel, the cap is one of those. There's a plastic cap that you discard, right? A safety plastic cap. You throw that out when you buy it, and then it's got the pop-up, like the sippy cup pop-up.
I love those. Yep. Right?
I don't. So I was buying Propel yesterday. I was in line and I was waiting to buy it, and I twist it off and drink it and twist it on. I just don't like doing the 4-year-old sippy cup look. So I get up there and the lady goes, "You don't." I didn't know she was watching me. She goes, "Oh, so you don't like the sippy cup?" I go, "No." She saw me, but I twist it off, Patrick. That way I can guzzle it down.
Yeah, that's true. You can't drink it faster doing that. Are you getting? Oh, I guess you wouldn't know. But it's coming down. It's coming down over here, Terry.
It's pouring?
I got the dogs are in my room. They're scared.
Well, I'm glad you didn't drive over here then, man. That's bad news. Whew.
What's up?
Bad news. I guess it's summertime.
Well, we haven't had any hurricane scares yet.
Hey, Jaguars talk. Over the weekend, I was talking to a guy, and I grilled him a little bit. He swears the Jaguars, if this is true, this is pretty cool, something they did. He said the Jaguars, it was Saturday, I was talking to this guy, young guy and big Jaguar fan, and he said he was heading down to the stadium to give blood, and you get 2 free tickets. He said to a regular season game. I said, wow. Are you sure not the Friday night scrimmage coming up, or the or a preseason, or one of the, the one, I don't know. He said 2, if you give blood down there, I guess it was just that Saturday, but if that's true, that's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, those are the type of things that the NFL should constantly be seeking for ways to connect the community to their team and like the good that they're doing. Because for instance, I think all the money that they end up doing, like what do they do with all the money that they fine players for? That's got to be in the millions. It'd be nice for people to know, like, hey, all the fines that
I think they have. Patrick, I think I've seen that before, and it does go to a charitable. I think I've seen that before. These leagues, when they find players.
Enough.
Yeah, good point. But I think I've read that before. At the end of a baseball or football or NBA, there'll be $8 million worth of fines collected, and they'll give that to a charity. I'm almost positive, and somebody out there might can follow up. Pedro said hello. I want to say hello to Pedro real quick as. You look what time it is, and look who we've got, Mr. Brent Beard. Brent, how the heck are you?
Well, I am. I'm doing well. It has been a busy day covering the SEC from stem to stern. Clark Lee is up now. He'll be done shortly. Although that I don't think the interest in Vanderbilt is nowhere what it would be for South Carolina and LSU. And as we've had so far, but guys, it has been an interesting day. That began with Greg Sankey And I think the big thing that he said was how comfortable, and you guys probably already caught this, how comfortable they are at 16. So they really are not in the market to make a lot of moves. Okay, let me say this first. Number one, expansion is never dead; it's only dormant.
Absolutely.
Two, number two, let's connect the dots for what the three of us do. What does that mean? Well, what it means to me is it takes, and I don't think they were really even in there in the first place, but I think it takes Clemson and Florida State out of any talk currently for the SEC, and I think it's certainly at least going to send Florida State to the Big Ten.
I loved, and I love those comments as well, but I loved, and Patrick and I led the show off with this, I love two things Sankey said. I know he said a bunch of stuff, but two things really stood out. Obviously, he was asked about, I don't know how it was phrased, hey Commissioner, you're at 16 now, you just added 2. What are the thoughts? And he said, well, I'm paraphrasing, we're focused on ourselves. He didn't say anything except, well, we're focused on ourselves. And then along the same lines, Brent, I thought it was funny the way he used the words, well, we're not recruiting. Yes. When asked about it, we're focused on ourselves, and we're not recruiting other possible expansion programs, which really, Brent, is saying nothing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But, I mean, he did what he normally does, guys, is that he praised the SEC. He talked about every good thing that they've done, every award that they have won. There's got to be a Patric Young award in there somewhere. I truly believe that.
That thing will collect so much dust.
Yeah. But the thing he said was in dealing with the problems of they call it football, he said there is no easy button, which makes the people at Staples real happy to hear things like that.
Yeah.
And there's no magical pill at that point too. So that's the thing I wanted to get out.
Let's zip through the 4 schools. Let's go at least through 2 of them, take a break, and come back if we have to. LSU, South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Vandy. Just kind of a thumbnail for me quickly with Vanderbilt. Clark Lee now. If he can't do it, who can? He loves that place. Right. It's now or never. For them. I do think it's interesting that Vanderbilt, of all players, or of all programs, Vanderbilt has a transfer quarterback from New Mexico State, Diego Pavia. Vanderbilt will actually start, unless he gets hurt.
Yes.
This guy will start at quarterback for Vanderbilt with 1 win under his belt at Jordan-Hare, because he was the quarterback that beat Auburn in Auburn last year. When does Vanderbilt ever have a returning quarterback with a win at Jordan-Hare?
And I'll say this, guys, the Vandy quarterback that Harry is talking about, his name is Diego Pavia.
Yeah, watch the game. He was good.
Look, he is in the top 10 of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah. Wow. And Patrick, you get where I'm going with that. When does Vanderbilt ever have a quarterback that's going to start for Vanderbilt that already, they play at Auburn this year. He already has a win at Auburn. Vanderbilt, Patrick, never has that.
That's pretty awesome.
It really is.
That's the storyline.
Yeah, they knocked him out. And New Mexico State they beat them bad.
Oh, they dominated Auburn last year.
They beat them bad. Real quick, Vanderbilt 2-0 last year. They're on a 10-game losing streak. They go 2-10, and that has wiped out. Patrick, you'll love this. The coach at Vanderbilt, he has now said he's pretty much changing his philosophy. His philosophy was, when he got there 3 years ago, sign high school kids, nobody else is doing it, and develop them. Well, he's getting his brains beat out. He's going, nope. Yeah. We're changing our philosophy, Patrick. We're getting in the portal. We're going to pray we can bring some developed guys to Vanderbilt.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he say that with gumption, that he really believed that was?
That was the way he thought Vanderbilt could separate it. Kind of like the Army-Navy approach. Keep them young, groom them. But that day's over, man. That day's over.
Man.
Well, let me say this too.
Go ahead, Brent.
About this situation, to kind of dovetail with something Terry said, that from what I understand, the reality is he is pretty safe there for a while.
Yes, and he's one of their guys.
It's for this reason is they are making a massive – I hope you're sitting down if people hadn't heard this.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is making a massive, Patrick, $300 million renovation to that stadium, which is a real plus for them. And they want him to stay there and guide them through that renovation. So Clark Lee's going to be there for a while.
Is $300 million a lot of money?
Yeah, for Vanderbilt, Pat, that's a lot of money, right, Terry?
Oh, it is a huge amount of
commitment from
huge amount of money. South Carolina is one of the 4 today. I like Beamer, but I think this will be his final season. I thought that was a classic average hire. Now I don't know if who was out there, but he wasn't ready. As bad as things are at South Carolina, do you realize, at least on paper, Beamer's trying to save his job, and he's going to ride a freshman quarterback to start the season. It looks like freshman quarterback, Brent Beard, to try and save. I think Beamer's on his last straw.
Ladarius Sellers is who Terry is talking about. And now, look, he's a nice little athlete. And Terry, do you remember his backup, Robbie Ashford from Auburn?
He's terrible.
Who was no good at all at Auburn.
He's terrible, for God's sake. I don't know if you remember him, Patrick. Robbie Ashford, last year or two at Vanderbilt, Auburn, is terrible. Guys, I don't think, and I don't know if they're going to make a firing in season, but I think the writing will be on the wall before we get out of October. Looking at South Carolina's schedule, they open up.
Oh man,
they've got Old Dominion, Kentucky, LSU, Arkansas, Ole Miss, Alabama on the road, Oklahoma on the road, and that ends October. I think he will be as good as fired before they get out of October. I'm very low on South Carolina, and I know our buddy Zach, who produces later in the week, he ain't gonna be happy. But I think South Carolina made a bad hire. They may not have had any options. I just don't think he's a head coach.
Well, here's a guy who could save them if he has a really good year, is Rocket Sanders, who came over from Arkansas, who really 2 years ago, Pat, was Terry and I talked about him being the best. I don't know if he was the best back in the league, but he was in the doggone top 3.
Yeah.
I think he led the league 1 year. I think he led the league 2 years before he got hurt. Yeah, he was a hell of a running back. Let's squeeze in a break here. We've got LSU and Ole Miss, 2 real marketable teams that also are making their rounds today. I want to get to Ole Miss and LSU, some storylines as they are meeting the media today. 4 teams today. Tomorrow, Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Wow, Kirby Smart runs the gauntlet tomorrow. That's a hell of a lineup. Let's take a break, come back. Brent Beard's joining us, Patrick Young, Terry Norvelle, and you. The Young and Norvelle Show right here on Action Sports Jax after this timeout.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jax Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
There it is. Timothy in a familiar pose. Not a lot of quarterbacks have that as their statue pose, but it works for Timmy. Welcome back to the Young and Norvelle Show. Gorgeous shot outside Florida Field there as we welcome you back. Brent Beard joining myself and Patric Young here on a Monday edition. Brent, we've zipped through a couple of the 4 teams that are making their way through day 1 of SEC Media Days, and Patrick's got some thoughts as well. Vanderbilt and South Carolina, we've hit on. Ole Miss, first and foremost, boy, Lane Kiffin's father passing away a few days ago. Monty Kiffin, very famous name in the NFL circles. I'm assuming Lane made it there?
Yes. And he's talked a lot about his father today. And it was, and frankly, for Lane, was pretty emotional about it. Monty Kiffin is a name we all know from the Tampa 2. Monty Kiffin, certainly at one time, was considered easily one of the best defensive
minds.
Coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, and Patrick, you remember that name, Monty Kiffin, certainly.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sure.
He was, Dick LeBeau, Monty Kiffin, some of these legendary, put it together, and you can't crack. He'll crack your offensive code in a heartbeat, kind of guy.
Oh
yeah. Ole Miss, Brent, this would be a good problem to have. Ole Miss hasn't won huge since the early '60s. I mean, huge, right? With Johnny Vaught way back in the early '60s. If Ole Miss has the type of season that a lot of people are predicting, which would end somewhere in the playoffs, a lot of people think Ole Miss is going to be one of the 12. Huge season. Do they lose Lane Kiffin? It would be a good problem to have, but man, if Kiffin takes Ole Miss to the playoff, man, he's got to be on everybody's big school radar, big football power radar, right?
Well, and look, if he stays at Ole Miss, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah,
he's making about $8 million a year, so he's getting close to that $10 million mark. As Patric Young raises his eyebrows over those numbers.
Think about that, Patrick. If all the salaries in sports are public, basically. It's weird the way you don't know what the head honcho at Blue Cross makes, but public, and people would sue people if you just said, "Hey, I know my boss, the number one guy at Blue Cross. Here's what he's making." You'd get sued for that. But in sports, it's common knowledge. Pat, imagine making a call to Lane Kiffin, and it's common knowledge he's already making 8. So you don't call him and say, "Hey, we're going to give you 4 and a nice new car." Right, Pat?
Yeah, guys. And look, the other thing I think here, but as Terry said, this is very much a playoff team. They don't play Alabama this year. Alabama's not on the schedule.
Yeah,
that's a big help for them.
Love their schedule.
Yes. And they've got, for the first time since Lane's been there, believe it or not, guys, this is his 5th year at Ole Miss.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
He has never been the head coach after and going into his 5th year. This is the first time that's happened.
Guys, a couple other things about Ole Miss. It's all about defense. I mean, they're going to score. They're going to score points, Patrick. But he went out. He got big Walter Nolan from Texas A&M, defensive lineman. And I know Princely at Florida was a disappointment. He looks the part. The defensive end, Princely, and I never can pronounce his name, but he looked the part. He never turned in. He went to Ole Miss, and if he's one of those guys, that body and that frame, if he figures it out for 1 year and smells the NFL.
Yeah.
Say it again, Patrick.
Yeah, you take a risk on a guy like that for sure.
Yeah, and why not? But those aren't the only two. Lane Kiffin knows they've got to play better defense. They're going to score plenty of points. And
Oklahoma Ole Miss game from 2 years ago. That was good. That was fun to watch.
But I tell you, Brent, you hit it as well. There's a very good chance Ole Miss is 6-0 at LSU.
Yeah.
And if they're 6-0 going to LSU, their back half of their schedule: LSU, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi State. They don't play Bama. But if you're 6-0, and that's a decent, not murderer's row final 6 games, I mean, you can lose 2 of those.
Oh, yeah,
10,
you could.
10-2, and you're in the playoff probably.
Oh, yeah, you could. I tell you this, though. They're a better football team than LSU is right now.
Yeah. But, and I bring that up because we're about to talk about LSU. LSU's got another schedule. LSU looks like they could easily be 6-0 if they take care of their opener, which that's killed LSU the first 2 years at Brian Kelly, and we'll transition to LSU. They were the 4th team at Media Days today. LSU stumbled to FSU both season openers. And, man, that puts you like when there's only a 4-team playoff, you're behind the 8 ball week 1. They need to go beat USC in the opener, right, Brent?
They need to open the season up and get a win for sure.
Yes.
Well, guys, let's extend that a little bit. They've lost their 5 straight openers.
5.
Really?
Yes. For instance, they've lost twice to FSU. They lost to UCLA. And that is a real bugaboo. Garrett Nussmeier was asked about that today, and he said that Southern Cal game is a big, big game for them. But look, here's the reality, and beat writers have already told me, but for LSU, they've got the coaches there now.
Clean house on defense.
Yes. And last year they were 109th in the nation in defense. They've got Blake Baker from Missouri. They got Bo Davis from Texas, and they got Corey Raymond from Florida. But here's the reality. The beat writers LSU will tell you they don't have the talent yet on defense. Yeah, and that's going to keep them from going as far as they want to go. And Pat, Terry made this point.
You think can they be an average defense? Because last year
with a lot of offense,
Pat, if they could be an average defense instead of a rancid defense, that would be that would be. Listen, they were second to last in the SEC with a lot of these at that point. But look, that's not to say they don't have talent, particularly offensively. Harold Perkins is a tremendous linebacker. He's going from 210 to 220, and he can be a game wrecker if he wants to be. I thought this was interesting. Kelly said he's really pushing the LSU administration to play a game in Ireland. So I think that'd be a great 3 credential game for all of us to go cover that one.
Hey, Patrick,
Yeah.
wee Brian Kelly, little wee Brian Kelly wants to go play in Ireland. bring his golden tigers. Them tigers are
He
golden.
wants to bring his red face.
Yes, he does.
Red face man in Ireland.
LSU's got one of the most fickle fan bases, I think, in college football. I mean, they have put up with a bunch of season opening losses, and they know when you lose in a 14 playoff. Now we're done with this, but when you lose that opening game, and you still have Alabama on the schedule when you're in divisions, I mean that's tough. But LSU fan, they're not going to be happy with Citrus Bowl, RealiQuest Bowl.
No,
that's a fickle. But I love LSU's schedule. I like their schedule. If they get by USC, and I think they'll win that game. No disrespect to USC. I think they'll win that game. LSU's got Nichols at South Carolina, UCLA, South Alabama, and then there's that Ole Miss game. They could be undefeated. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Texas A&M, Alabama, Florida, Vandy, Oklahoma. That's not a terrible, terrible schedule, if you ask me.
Well, and what Terry said is a good point. And I'll tell you the reason LSU is going to beat Southern Cal. Pat, I used the word rancid a few minutes ago for LSU's defense. Southern Cal's defense is worse than that.
Yeah, they were bad last year. They were bad. Brent, we've got a few more minutes before the top of the hour. Good start to Media Days today, making the rounds, just about wrapping up, I'm sure. LSU, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt. One each coach, and then 3 players. Tomorrow, Georgia, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Missouri. Now, we've got tomorrow to talk about this, but obviously the story of Media Days is the Georgia driving situation. That is the story of college football now. That's the story, guys. And I do think Kirby Smart does have an out because obviously he's going to hear that question and hear that question. Is there a problem? Is there a culture issue? Should you be suspended? What should you do? Blah, 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 blah. I think his out is going to be, guys, well, there's a legal situation going on that precludes me from talking about this. Because of the 2 deaths, there's massive lawsuits going on.
Right.
And I think if I'm Kirby Smart and his agent, and they're smart, no pun intended, don't you think, Patrick, that's his out? Hey, and he'll lead off his talk with that, I think. Hey, guys, listen, let me go ahead and get something out of the way. Don't you think that's the way to handle that, or he will handle that, Patrick?
I think if he should handle it that way right away, because then that'll – I mean, I'm not going to say make people act silly for asking him the question that he's going to answer in the same way, but it does allow him to get away from the out of football stuff and talk more about his team. I think that's the best way to do it. It seems like, to just get it out of the way first.
Yeah.
But I mean, I still think maybe there can be, if they've come up with something to really try to deter that he thinks going to work.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to give us all the details, but and he doesn't have to give any guarantee of like, oh, this is never going to happen again, because that would make him look even worse. But something along the lines, we take this extremely seriously. I can't put words down, but when you hear it, you'll know. Like, yeah, all right.
Brent, is that what you're thinking? Maybe his tact.
I think it is. But I'll tell you, a fair question to ask him is, Coach, we understand you're limited in what you can say, but what we'd like to know is, can you give us a detailed response in what your university offers in situations like this to get your point across to your team about how dangerous this is? Now, I think that's fair. If they want to ask that question and see how he responds to that. By the way, I know we're getting short on time here. I want to throw this in real quick. Nick Saban was available today. They asked him about what Texas, Oklahoma coming in, how that's going to affect the league. Saban said, "Look, I'm getting all these questions about OU and Texas coming in the league and how they're going to dominate." And his quote is, "They've always run the league wherever they were, but I can tell you they ain't going to run the SEC."
How about that, Patrick? They ain't coming here and running this SEC, boys. I like it. But am I correct, Brent? Later in the day, his official pick was Texas and Georgia to meet in the SEC championship game.
Yes, that's correct. Well, now see, here's the reality. Texas has this reputation that all the decisions need to be made in Texas's favor. And that frankly happened,
Agreed.
right?
Agreed.
In the Big 12.
They've bullied. They've bullied for years. Sure.
Oh, yeah. So that's your reality for something like that. So
I'm going to call
across the bow.
At the top of the hour, I'll only throw this out. I'm going to call the fan out. A lot of the fan bases across the board in all sports. Saban today, Patrick, picked officially Georgia and Texas to meet. There's no more divisions to meet in the SEC championship game, not Alabama. And and I'm not picking on Alabama fan because these fans do it like this across the board. A lot of Alabama fans, how in the world did he pick anybody but Alabama? Well, yeah. you know my old saying, there's a big difference between who you think is going to win a game and who you want to win a game. The last thing I ever want to do, I don't care if a guy played or coached one team for 20 years. I don't want to listen or watch a guy just say my ex team or my favorite team, I'm going to pick to win. If that's what the case is, why am I listening and watching you? Right?
Well, let me tell you what's different about all this now. It really doesn't matter, frankly, who's in the SEC championship
it really
game.
Doesn't.
All that matters is you get in the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, I cannot, because I cannot see as we break, I promise, I cannot see 16 teams in the SEC going top 2 go, right? No more divisions, to where a 3-loss could sneak in and has. Top 2 go. I do not see any scenario where the losing team, that was their 4th loss or their 5th, right? It's always going to be a really good 2 teams, right, Brent? I mean, the top 2 teams in the SEC the second team's never going to have 5 losses.
Right, no.
So they're probably heading to the championship tournament anyway.
Oh, sure. And guys, to think about this, you've got some teams, let's say it's Alabama and Georgia. I mean, they may play 3 times.
They may play 3 times. It's happened in the NFL. You've had division teams play twice and meet up in the playoffs. I don't know how many times, but I'm telling you, I think that has happened in the NFL. I'm almost positive. Let's take a break. I'm sorry we took it a little bit long. 1 hour down, 1 to go. Brent, you're going to be a busy man all week. We're going to call on you a lot. I know you love it. SEC Talk with Brent Beard. Let's come back, refocus on a lot of other topics. We'll keep SEC football talk going, Patrick, but you may have some stuff. Man, Team USA.
Yeah.
They beat Australia and stunk it up again, it sounds like, only by 6 points. Huh. Are they bored already? The tournament hasn't started. And we got a lot of Olympic talk as well. That and a whole lot more. Hour number 2 kicking off on the Young and Norvelle Show. Whoa. Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%. You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, you see or just saw my main man, Brent Martineau, who, Brent and Austin, their wonderful show is midday, 3 hours right in the middle of the day, 10 to 1 right here on Action Sports Jacks. And you saw a moment ago the spot there that was teaching you how to jump on Action News Jacks, Action Sports Jacks. Very, very easy. But, yeah, make sure you check out midday, 10 to 1, Brent and Austin coming right at you. We've also got our chat line is up and running. Feel free, any way you're consuming the show, feel free to bang out a question, comment, thought. Be nice, be clean, be nice. And
is Patrick enjoying one of those convenience store wine boxes?
Yeah, because you drift out of frame, and he thinks you're Mad Dog 2020 and drifting back into frame. Patrick,
I
remember right there.
Off, if I drink, you're gonna say first off, God and Santa. God and Santa.
I was gonna say God and Santa are always watching. They're always watching.
Drink. I don't drink, but if I did, I would drink right in front of your face because this is a happy hour show, guys. Come on.
You're damn right it is. Happy hour. Weekdays 4 until 6. Speaking of, we hope to be out at our – there he goes again. Hey, David. There he goes again, David. Hold on. Patrick, man, he's taking a big old healthy drink this time.
Oh, my gosh. Why is the camera so zoomed in? It doesn't need to be so zoomed in.
You better hope it's zoomed in.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
If it backs out, boy, guilty conscience. Guilty conscience. Hey, we talked about a moment ago. This is week number 2. We hope, Patrick, to get out to our remotes tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sorry, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you ever have something where you can't control it, Patrick, and it kind of bugs you? That's how I feel about our Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Obviously, Wednesday, our home is Twin Peaks. Our Thursday home is Sliders, Oyster Bar, and our Friday Bricks, Jack's Beach. We hope to be back out on location, which we do. That's what we've done since the show started. But it really it's going to be determined by Steven the engineer, because I don't know a lot of, Patrick, we got to kind of upgrade. We need bandwidth and stuff. We need hardwire and stuff like that. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just, I went
to Twin Peaks on Sunday.
You did? Watch soccer? Yeah. Did you watch soccer? There was some soccer.
No, because the soccer, and when you and I, we complain about college football taking forever to start. Coverage started at 1. Game didn't kick off until 3. So there was plenty of time where we got there around 1 o'clock and just had lunch with the buddy from high school. He and I known each other for like 16 years now. And had a really nice server. And I mean, Twin Peaks, you can't. Oh man,
I had TV set up.
The lobster mac and cheese, Terry. It's so thick. and dense.
Yeah.
Like I think it was 1,500 calories by itself.
Were you describing me just then?
You're thick and dense. You're thick
Yes.
and dense in head.
Yes, I think. It's funny. I was at Sliders yesterday. So you were at one of our remote locations, Twin Peaks, and I was at Sliders yesterday, having a good time.
Nice.
So we hope to be back out on the road. Did you hear, Patrick? And I've already taken care of it. Did you hear where X? X is now Twitter, or Twitter's now X. As of like today, if you want to stream on X, you have to have a premium channel. So I had to go bump up and spend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, $7 a month or something like that. So of course,
So then that
we've got
means
people-
I'll probably have to pay.
you will, because we
too,
used to
right?
send the show on your X as well. It goes to my X, and we can see those addresses below our.
It's
our
live
mugs.
now.
Yeah.
We're up and we're good now. Let me see.
Are you already a premium guy?
And we have more listeners than
Viewers.
Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, viewers.
We have more listeners right now than the Frank Frangie show.
How about viewers, Patrick? We have viewers now.
More viewers than the Frank Frangie show.
I don't know where you see all that, but are you on premium now?
The only reason I can see that because Frank has, or the 1010's streaming is up, and I can see theirs right next to ours, and our numbers are higher.
Well, why would you think it wouldn't be higher? I mean, we got Patric Young. They don't have Patric Young, right?
Oh,
Patrick, I'm going to ask you this one more time. Do you have already the premium? Is that how you're streaming still?
Oh, good question. Sorry. You did ask me that.
I don't know how you check that.
Yeah, it's still there. I still have it.
So you have premium.
But mine's is going to cancel, but I guess I'm going to have to put it back up.
I would think it would have already been canceled, though. I think it kicked in today. If you didn't have it, you wouldn't be streaming.
Well, I canceled mine, but when you cancel your membership, it'll run out till the actual expiration date. So my expiration date hasn't hit yet.
Oh, I get
you. I was like, I'm not paying for it, but I guess.
But I went ahead and did it. If you need to, we'll have the company pay for it, I guess. But we got to do it because you got a lot of Twitter people. I just started Twitter. I've never really been real active, so I'm trying to get more active. And there's our addresses, Patrick. Can you see our addresses below our faces right there?
Yeah, but let me tell you this, Terry. Twitter X is a dark world.
Meaning? Oh, because all the keyboard cowboys that can say anything they want. And
yeah, it's just a lot of garbage.
Yeah.
We weren't meant to be able to see, let alone our own 10 to 15,000 thoughts a day that we have, that things that we wouldn't say, but let alone billions of things that people are saying and showing at your fingertips nonstop. Can't be good for the human psyche. It can't be good.
Interesting. So is that a true number? We have about 10 to 15,000 just things popping in and out of your head per day.
It might even be more than that.
Yeah. We had a guy send us a chat. Alex, so this is Alex. Do you think the Gators will win all their games this year, Terry? I can answer that real quick. No. Yeah, what sport? Good question.
And not only that, no. Again,
no.
The answer is no to that question, too.
No and no. Hey, man, the Olympics get started, I think, the 27th. So we're closing in on the Olympics. A lot of Olympic talk is out there. Do you realize, surfing is a sport this year? Surfing. I think it might have been already. Okay, the Olympics are in Paris, France. The surfing competition, get this, Patrick, will be held for the Olympics 10,000 miles away in Tahiti.
Oh, wow.
Paris, France is hosting the Olympics, but Tahiti is where they're having the surfing. Now, doesn't Paris have some coastline? Maybe it's not very good surf. France. No, France. Doesn't France have coastline?
Yeah. No, yeah. Now let me look.
It must not be very.
I'm pretty sure they have plenty of shoreline.
10,000 miles away, roughly, is Tahiti. The bunch of islands that make up Tahiti. That's where. And the reason I saw that, I was reading an article. Yeah. There's a couple of guys that got the assignment to be security to cover and protect the U.S. surf team. So they're going down to Tahiti for like 3.5 weeks or whatever. How about that? The surfing competition's in Tahiti.
Well, I'm looking at France, and it's definitely much higher. It's like similar on the map to.
We need a surfer to call in.
Even higher. What's that? NB. Nova. I don't know, but it's Maine. NB is that's got to be some Canadian country state. I'm trying to see like how the water might be too cold.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
because the north part of France does have a lot of coastline, and you were like, oh, it makes sense to do it there, but
because it's not totally uncommon for the host city of an Olympics to have to farm out some sports. As a matter of fact, if I remember right, when Atlanta had the Olympics, Athens was where they did the soccer, and that's an hour away, but that's not 10,000 miles away. And I think they also, the Atlanta Olympics also had some of their rowing competition was in Savannah, I think. It was down low too, but not 10,000 miles away. Tahiti is where the surfing's going to be at, about a week out.
And they need security?
Is it bad? I think it's more escorting and all. Well, you need to have an official. So a couple of guys.
Wow, it's so small, Terry.
Tahiti?
Holy moly. Oh my God, it's so
Tahiti?
small. Yeah. It's owned by the French, so that's the reason why.
That's why they went there. I was going to say, why did they pick Tahiti?
Oh yeah, It's known. The first picture that I'm getting here on my Google map search here is a picture of somebody surfing in the water.
And by the way, knock on wood, hopefully there's no issues with injury. But the article I read, Patrick, if somebody needed some serious medical care, Tahiti, it's a group of islands like way down, right? It is 6-hour flight from Hawaii, 11-hour flight from the U.S. mainland. So if you needed really medical care, you're a long way away, my man. A long way away.
It is so small on the map. Holy moly.
Yeah, it's like a chain of like 8 little islands, I heard.
Yeah, Bora Bora's over there. Oh, man. I mean,
cool. Bora Bora.
I'd want to go and just stay there.
Absolutely. Is it beautiful?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, I'm sure it's more beautiful than.
You know how awesome it'd be if you got to tell people, hey, what are you doing for vacation this summer? I'm going to Bora Bora. That just sounds cool, doesn't it? Bora Bora. That's awesome. Somebody says David says Ireland has good surf spots, cold water, but a lot of
closer. Go 9-5 this year or no?
Yeah, Gators. We're gonna start making some real picks. I'm a little more bullish on Florida than the nation. I think Florida's in the 8-4 range. I don't think they're going 3-9 or 4-8 like people said.
I mean, does this say what's their name? It's blurry on my screen.
Alex. That's our friend Alex.
Alex. That's fine. Alex, I'm sure you've probably seen, but the over-under is 4.5.
But I think you're going back, Patrick, bouncing topics here. I think you're right, though, about Tahiti, because our buddy here says Ireland has real good surf but cold water. So I would imagine the France, even if it has decent waves, it might not be I don't know. Too cold, maybe.
That will definitely affect your competition if you're in cold water. Absolutely.
Everybody that's on the coast, doesn't have great warm surf. I mean, like Northern California and up and through Oregon and places like that on the West Coast, up north, they've got beach, but it's cold as hell year round. Year round.
Oh man.
Yeah. Those beaches in Washington, on the coast in Washington State, it's cold. Stays cold. So there you go.
Tennessee. That's going to be a tough one.
Well, you're bouncing around. We're doing surfing.
I'm bouncing around. I'm Terry. Hey, 9-5. Alex is all over here just talking crazy numbers. First thing, are we going to win all of our games?
Yes, I know. And then he went to 9-5.
He seriously didn't think Alex. You seriously did not have any true confidence when you typed that in. You
They're going to win every game.
But I'm like, come on, Alex.
Alex went from undefeated to 9-5.
To 9-5.
Love it.
I mean, 9-5. If you would come out the gate on that, I definitely would say, it's possible.
Ballpark. That's
let me think what the 5 losses could be here.
Hey, while you're doing that, stay with the Olympics. First time ever, gold medal winners, not silver or bronze. First time ever, gold medal winners will be paid $50,000.
Oh wow! Were they not paid at all before?
Not before.
Wow.
The World Athletics, an organization, is paying, and there are 40. I wrote it down somewhere. 47, I think it is, sports that will be gold medals that will be given out. 47, but they will receive $50,000. This group, World Athletics, has kind of gotten together, and they want to do this consistently now, because a lot of the sports they have no chance of profiting from being a great athlete in that sport, but they still have to put all the time and effort. So they're
Right.
trying to say, hey man, just because you're pick the sport. You play softball when it used to be in. You got to practice like crazy, but you can't walk away. It's hard to walk away from your job or something if you're not funded. So gold medals are going to be worth 50,000 clammies. I like it. As long as I'm not
That's
paying
surprising.
it.
Well, maybe the amateur aspect of it at first took away from the money, but
Yeah,
I think
good point.
It seems kind of outdated that they would have thought.
Patrick,
it's cool. It's cool.
Say hi to Mike. Mike checked in, said good afternoon, fellas. Patrick, we're gonna take a break, but
no,
we're going to the movies, kind of, when we come back. You ready to go? Going to the movies, and we're staying with the Olympics, and we're going to the movies. It's gonna be fun.
It's a lot of great Olympic. One of my favorite movies was Unbroken.
Unbroken.
Have you seen Unbroken?
What's the premise?
My gosh. A kid, like, he's got the chance to go to the Olympics, but the war gets called or something. He gets captured, and oh man, it's just it's unbelievable. Yeah, and one of his captors in the war, like, extremely abusive, just a power snob, and
not cool.
Eventually he gets out and has a chance to meet with that Japanese guy he wants to forgive him. And I mean, the stuff that the guy did was unforgivable, and he wants to forgive the guy.
Was he the Japanese guy?
He won't meet with him. He won't meet with him because he doesn't think he deserves forgiveness.
I think I know who the Japanese guy was. He was that Japanese guy that they found on Gilligan's Island. Remember, he was hiding in the woods for all those years, and he didn't know the war was over. You remember that episode?
No.
Gosh darn, man. I got to remember who I'm talking to.
You have to see, Terry, you have to see the movie. It's so good.
Sounds good. Sounds like a good movie. Let's take a break. We're going to the Patrick, we're going to the movies when we come back. Stay with us. The Young and Norvelle Show continuing right here on our awesome streaming channel, Action Sports Jacks.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was certain.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
The Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice three-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jacks app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jacks Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Wow, gorgeous shot of the facility over there near the stadium. God, it's nice looking. That's the Miller Electric. And good job by Miller Electric. Wonderful, wonderful, long-time local company that really invests right here in our community. And, man, that's good looking. Terry Norvelle here along with Patric Young. It's a Monday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. As you can see, the chat field is open. Love to hear from you guys. Pat, we're about to go to the movies here in a second. I know you're excited because you love the movies. But Major League Baseball. All-Star game tomorrow, home run hitting contest tonight. I've got a lot of baseball stats, kind of news and numbers, because we're halfway through, basically. We're a little past the halfway numerical point, but this is the halfway point.
For like 95 minutes.
How about tomorrow? I'm excited. I may hold some of these baseball stats because tomorrow our buddy Cade Kister, remember Cade's our baseball guy that we've had all year, and he does a wonderful job. He's the MLB publisher for Sports Illustrated. He is really versed in Major League Baseball. He will be with us tomorrow about 5:20 from the All-Star game.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty cool. He and coincidentally, he's based out of Texas. I think he's moving back here soon. And the All-Star game is in Arlington, right there at the Rangers' relatively new stadium. I still say Major League Baseball should have invited Caglione and Condon. The third pick in the draft from Georgia, Condon, and the sixth pick in the draft, and invited them tonight to the home run hitting contest.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
What does it hurt?
What does it hurt? You ready to go to the movies?
Anything to do that.
Go to the movies. You ready? Pretty good idea, I think.
I'm ready.
Pretty good idea that is around the Olympics starting on July 27th. A couple of the movie chains, like IMAX and some of these movie chains, they've come up with the idea, and it's not going to be real expensive. Hey, I see your puppy in the background. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Oh,
how you
yeah,
doing?
that's Riley.
Yeah,
she's chilling.
Yeah. A couple of the movie houses, including the IMAXs, like 150 IMAXs around the country, they're going to charge, and it's not going to be a lot. You can go and watch the Olympics in the movie theater.
Oh, nice.
On the big screens in the country.
But aren't they at the weirdest? It's going to be at weird hours for us.
They're going to do
super early.
Midday. Yeah, they're not going to interrupt their movie schedules more of it at night. But, matinees, weekday matinees, I mean, there's hardly anybody at the movie house, right?
That's true, yeah.
Right? But, and by the way.
You're getting close to that senior discount.
I know, I am. Thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. When I read this article this morning, I thought, okay, what's it going to be, a huge price? No. It looks like the prices are going to be like between $6 and $15, kind of depending on what time. With the theory, I guess, Patrick, they're going to get you at the refreshment stand. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's where they're going to make money, right? What a good idea. What a good idea. Movie houses are just sitting there, beautiful screens, climate controlled, summertime. You want to do stuff inside if you can.
Be real, man. Have you ever snuck anything into the movie theater?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Yeah. And when I used to take my daughter, when she was young, you'd go to a lot of movies. And you had to sneak things in because when my daughter first started, she'd see something on TV, we have to go to it, right? Well, when they're young, Patrick, they only make it 20, 25 minutes, then they're ready to go. And then it gets to 30, 35, then it gets to 45. But, man, you could waste some money at the movies because your kid gets bored. If they're 4, they can watch, but they lose their train of thought, and off they're ready to go.
Huh.
Oh.
I didn't even consider that. That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Hey, another thing about the movies and having a young kid, that obviously you got to go to all the Disney movies, and they never stop. And I was so happy when my daughter hit that age where we could go to regular adult actor movies, where it could be a kid themed movie, but they were adults, meaning it wasn't the
wasn't
cartoon animated because the animated movies, the Disney animated movies, they all have the exact same setup. The first 20 minutes of the movie, whatever it is, Nemo or whoever, everything's sugar and spice, everything's happy, it's a beautiful world, they have a beautiful family, and mom and dad and the kids, whatever they are, fish or bears or whatever. 20 minutes. It's just everything's beautiful and happy. The next 40 minutes,
it's awful.
Here comes the bad people, and here comes the judge, and here comes the tragedy, right? The separation or the near death. That's 40 minutes. And then the last 15 or so, here comes the save the day guy, right? Somehow the day gets saved. And you saw that same shell over and over and over. And I was like, oh my God, Kendall, are you going to get old enough that we can actually go see humans acting? Who you texting?
I got mail.
Oh, you got mail. Old school mail. Like it.
Yeah, regular mail.
Like it. What do they call that? Snail mail?
I thought snail mail was when you send a postcard.
When you mail something. When you drop it in the mailbox. Snail mail.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
because it's slow.
When's the last time you put a stamp on an envelope and put it in the mailbox?
I put a stamp on an envelope last week.
I did too.
Because I sent out a bunch of thank you notes for the people that donated to the foundation.
Nice. And you didn't do it electronically. Good for you.
Didn't do what?
Electronically. You could have done that electronically.
No, I hand wrote them. Hand wrote and.
Really?
I just kind of whenever I get into a good zone, just knock out as many as you can.
Nice. I like that. You could have easily just done the electronic. It means a lot. Still to this day, and not many people get these, but if you got a personal handwritten letter, it means a lot more. It just feels better. We don't get many of them, but it just feels like they care, I think, a lot more. I wanted to get this out a day or two ago. The Heisman Trophy odds have changed, Patrick. And
who we got now?
Right now, on one of the leading betting sites, Dylan Gabriel. And
okay.
You probably don't even know where he's at right now because he's one of these nomads. Dylan Gabriel, who will be the starting quarterback for Oregon, he's gone UCF, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Oregon's going to be good. He has now bumped ahead of Carson Beck and Quinn Ewers in a lot. And my theory here, Patrick, here's my theory. I don't think they're saying he's a better player. I do think they think Dylan Gabriel might have to do more of the heavy lifting than Beck and Ewers, meaning they may have more of a running game. They may they may get ahead and just pound the rock. And Dylan Gabriel, they think, might just put up just ungodly numbers at Oregon. Boy, that Dan Lanning's done a good job, hasn't he, at Oregon? The former Georgia guy?
Yeah, he has. And hopefully, if he's got some talented, some guys to support, he's shown that his Oregon Ducks can be in that Final 12. I mean, they're 2 games away last year, great games against Washington from being in the Final Four. They were right there.
Yeah. They're good, man. They are good. They're really good. Lanning's done a really, really good job. And he was one of those guys, he didn't have any head coaching experience, but he was one of those guys that was earmarked. This guy, and remember he and Glenn Schumann were the coordinators for Kirby. And everybody said, man, this Lanning's got kind of what it takes. This guy's got kind of what it takes. And, man, he has done a good job. Patrick, we really don't have a lot of time to get into this story, but it is a messy one with Gatorade. I'm trying to hit it.
I looked a little bit when you were telling me about it, man.
It's messy. So here's the deal. Last year, 2023, out of the state of Florida, a track and field high school athlete, Isam Assange, I think is how you pronounce it. He is a track and field guy, and he was voted the Gatorade High School Track and Field Athlete of the Year, 2023. Really good. Really, really good. As a matter of fact, in a wind-aided meet one time not long ago, he beat Noah Lyles. You're going to see Noah Lyles. He's the number one sprinter. It was wind-aided, but he beat Noah Lyles within 2 years ago. High school kid, okay? So in 2023, he's named Florida High School Track Athlete of the Year. With that, there was a ceremony and things. Gatorade, obviously, it's their award. All the winners, Gatorade sends a gift basket out. It gives them a gift basket as well. They have a big banquet, and they get a gift basket. So this is where it starts getting strange. This guy's trying out for the Olympics now. I mean, he's a high school kid. He's going to represent Suriname, where he's from. Well, a long story. Let me kind of tie it together a little bit. He gets popped for a banned substance. Okay? So he and his family, they get doing some investigating as best they can, and they're thinking, well, what? And they go, wait a minute. What about these gummy bears? These bounce-back gummy bears that Gatorade gave away in the packet. Patrick, what are you doing?
I ran something over. Sorry, my dog.
Oh, was that?
It was making noise.
Was that row? I heard.
Yeah.
Wow. Don't do that anymore. That's not cool.
So
Accident.
they think about the Gatorade.
So he gets tested positive, and I mean he and his family, they kind of track it. They go, wait a minute. They start thinking about food and what he eats and all, and they see these gummies from Gatorade, recovery gummies, and supposedly the track guy's mom called and said the coach, the high school guy's coach, hey, are these okay? And the coach says supposedly, oh, anything from Gatorade, they've FDA, they've checked everything. Oh yeah, it's anything from Gatorade, and it's got this stamp of approval on it. Well, they start tracing back and they send off to labs, and lab results come back and say, oh yeah, these gummies, they have this GW1516, the banned substance. So they think that Gatorade gave a packet to the winners that were contaminated. Now,
Wow.
Now, it goes further. Anything like that, and I read this from the article, I didn't know this off the top of my head. Anything like that, kind of FDA and stuff like that, you have to have, when you're manufacturing it, when you're Gatorade, you have to put lot numbers on it. So if needed, you can track it down. Lot numbers. You've heard that, right? There was a recall, lot number, blah, 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 blah. The milk may be rancid or whatever. So the lawyer for the high school kid trying to get to the bottom of this, he contacts Gatorade and says, hey, we need you to send us an unopened sample of lot number blah. Well, Gatorade says, we discontinued that. We don't have any more. Right?
Of course.
So they say, so I don't know. So long story even longer, Gatorade sends them some other stuff, and they're like, no, that's not what we're looking for. We need unopened bottle of the actual stuff. Well, come to find out, they finally get a hold of an unopened bottle from some of the other athletes of the year that just didn't open their bottle.
Yeah.
And they send it, and one time it's testing positive, one time it's testing negative. Well, when they finally send it back to the lab says, nope, these unopened ones that you did get through your due diligence, they came back negative. They don't have that substance, GW50. Well, there's another fly in the ointment. There may be a situation where after 6 months, that product goes away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, now, bottom line is he's not representing Suriname in the Olympics. Holy cow. It is a mess. I mean, a mess.
I mean, ultimately, the family and the kid, this situation, they never would have wanted this to happen. I highly, where would this kid even get access to this stuff?
Well, that's what, so Gatorade in a weird way is saying, hey, man, by the way, this could have been post-opening contaminated. And then the lawyer's going, you're telling me an 18-year-old kid knows what to dip in? How is he going to come up with this? Now, the flip side, what would be Gatorade's benefit of making them like that?
Yeah.
Where do they benefit?
Yeah.
Why do they want to contaminate?
He's like a no-name, I'm not going to say no-name, but it's not like he's a superstar if you want to make up some type of conspiracy for how Gatorade would knock him off, but no. And Noah Lyles, I don't think he's sponsored by Gatorade.
And this is not Noah Lyles. You know that, right?
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But now this kid is, he ran a 9.83 wind aided when he beat Noah Lyles. This guy is a big time track. So he and his lawyers are saying, by missing the Olympics and all of the notoriety and you're costing us millions.
Oh yeah.
Now, the mother called the coach when she saw him about to say, wait a minute, on the package of gummies, it's stamped NSF certified for sport. Now, NSF, whatever that stands for, that's not the governing body, but she called, remember what I said a minute ago, the track and field coach, the high school coach of this kid, when asked by the mother on the phone, yeah, if it's Gatorade, they've covered everything. They've covered all their bases. I wouldn't have said that.
Right.
It is a mess, dude.
She just assumes.
Yeah, it is a mess.
As would I assume as well.
Man, the lawsuit is a fraudulent certified product, is what they're calling the lawsuit. They think Gatorade put out a fraudulent and kind of said it was certified. I don't know why you're doing that. That sexy Marvin Gaye look at us right there from the side. I'm not positive why, but I think that means let's take a break here, our final break, because that was creeping me out. Break time. Let's get him off the screen. He'll be back after about a 4-minute break. We'll start wrapping things up. Oh, the bell tower on the campus of the University of Florida. Oh, that stadium's going to be filling up soon in about 50-something days. A bunch of Gators and a bunch of Hurricanes. I think that's the bell tower. Yes, looks like Gainesville, Florida. 1 segment left on a Monday Young and Norvelle show.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage.
I was tempted.
It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor,
I was sad.
the meat, the love, the community. Our
To
community.
change you and you will be mine.
Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who is coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
You know, getting back to the story as we welcome you back, final segment here of the Young and Norvelle show with a good-looking statue shot of the Gator. I'm assuming that's down in Gainesville as well. Man, that's intimidating looking.
Steal that one.
Woo! That's a good-looking Gator there, wasn't it? Like it.
Yes, I am.
Like it a lot. Yes, that's you. Very nice.
Go.
You're a Gator, and you're a good-looking Gator at that. Hey, real quick, wrapping up I want to do some baseball really fast. We'll tease a little bit of our segment tomorrow with Cade Kistner, who will be at the All-Star game. That track and field guy we were talking about is missing the Olympics. He's such a star. Right now, he's signed to go to Texas A&M. They're one of the big powers in track and field. Really big power in men's track and field for sure. And he's not even sure if A&M will let him in because of the test. I mean, right now he's
really? Wow.
He's a popped banned substance guy.
What's he supposed to do, man? God.
I don't know, man. This is a mess. This is a big mess. Probably one of the stories you will not hear around.
It's just so hard for me to believe that a kid this young that already had so much ability and know he's going to get better, that he would just take that risk. And especially since he's not American and doesn't have it's going to be a much easier route for him to go to the Olympics and represent his country. You know,
you would think he's the star.
It's just so hard for me to think that he would knowingly take something to ruin his. Take that risk.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to prove it in court. Doesn't matter how unlikely
you're responsible for what you put in your body. And I know supposedly the story says the mother called the high school coach, and the coach said, "Oh yeah, if it's a Gatorade product, that's not what put it in it. Don't worry about that. It's good. It's good." Interesting. We'll try and track it as best we can. Baseball news and notes. I won't waste them all because we want to talk some ball tomorrow with Cade. I'm excited about the All-Star game. Tonight is the home run hitting contest. Obviously, Paul Skeens is the dominant story first half. Did you see where over the weekend the Oakland A's hit 8 home runs as a team? 8.
First time in what? 70 years?
Something like that. Pittsburgh, the Pirates, what was it, a week or so ago? They hit 7.
Yeah,
they ran out of fireworks.
Yeah, they ran out of fireworks.
They ran out of fireworks. One thing I'm going to be curious if Cade, and I would imagine he's probably there now at the All-Star game in Arlington. He's from Houston. He's probably there. But, this is – the trade deadline is the end of the month. The end of July, the last day of July is the trade deadline. And, Patrick, what a perfect event where all the general managers will be together over the next 2 or 3 days. Boy, they're wheeling and dealing. Wheeling and dealing. Do the Braves make a move? You wonder.
They have to. The Braves have to make a move.
Or two.
The Phillies are so good, man.
So good.
Gosh, the Phillies are so good and only getting better and continuing.
But, this is different than basketball. I guess basketball, I'm not positive. I think their trade deadline is much later in their All-Star game. But like football, you don't get together mid-season. Every general manager is in the same proximity. Major League Baseball, they're all going to be out there, and they're out there right now. So can you imagine the dinners tonight and the deals that are being wheeled and dealed tonight over a big old steak, a bourbon, and a cigar?
Yeah.
In Arlington, Texas?
In Arlington, Texas.
Woo!
You ever had one of those tomahawk steaks?
No, I've heard about them. Have you?
Got that really long bone that sticks through it, and yeah, they're probably having some of those.
Yeah, I got a couple
really
of those.
Long bone. It's ridiculous how long the bone is.
Got a couple of those. Got you, and they'll have their big meal, and then they'll whatever fancy Texas steakhouse they're at, they'll probably adjourn to the brandy room or something. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, something like that.
You get away from the public, go to the brandy room, loosen the tie, get the cigar, and start wheeling and dealing. I need a left-handed pitcher. Well, I need a leadoff batter. Well, I need a good shortstop. Right? Well,
I need a future.
We need a future.
Money.
We need some picks.
Give us some young guys.
Give us Caglione. Give us Charlie Condon.
But I just wish, man, it's what I said a few days or last week, man. No salary cap just makes it hard for you to have some spontaneity. That's why these curses last so long.
Yeah.
Of a team not winning a championship. Your best players are just getting bought out. You can't blame the players.
There was a real college feel to the draft, and this will continue. You can really feel now the level of play in big-time college baseball has gotten so good, and the ballparks are so good, and the money's there now. The good coaches make well into $1 million. Well, the first 8 draft picks in the first round were all college guys. That goes against the history of the draft. Used to be everybody's, you're drafting the young high school kid. Well, the Division I college guys were nowhere near as advanced 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago as they are now. These guys, the top of the draft, these guys are ready to go.
How many guys out of high school though? Like we need to get those numbers. And when I say we, there's a mouse in my pocket. So
here we go.
If you can look up and find those numbers, Terry. Of
what are you looking for?
How many high school, drafted out of high school athletes have long careers, or we can have our own criteria that they are a homestay. Ben Gamble from Bishop Kennedy, he went out of high school.
Yeah, I think he's still there. I think he's still drawing a paycheck.
He's been a bit of a journeyman, a little bit. So that's just where I'm kind of thinking, like, why would you take a high school kid over a college kid that's ready to go right now? For sure these high school kids that go pro and they're going to need some time to develop and understand the game, how it's different, and get their legs under them.
But the days of you draft a guy in the first 5 picks and he goes to rookie ball for a month, and he finishes maybe the last month in low A ball. Then the next year they send him to a high A league, and then he works his way to double A. And nope, the kids are coming out of the Power 5 conferences. They're coming out at high A level. I mean, Paul Skeens, I think he started in double A last year. Might have had a cup of coffee in single A, but guys like that, the 2 Gator pitchers from last year, 2 years ago, Hurston Waldrop and Sproat. I mean, those guys, you could have taken those guys out of Gainesville, and their next start was in high A or low double A, and they would have been fine. I mean, they were advanced guys.
He was great.
Yeah. That good FSU team had 2 or 3 first-round picks too. Tibbs and a couple of those guys went back-to-back. I think they went 12 and 13. A couple of those big left-handed hitters. Boy, that was a good FSU team. Woo! And the check swing will go down in FSU lore, negative lore. Oh, they how deep could they have gone if the check swing went their way against Tennessee?
I guess we need something to remind them about that year in and year out.
A painful reminder?
A painful reminder. Christian Moore, okay, he's out of there. He went 8 out of Tennessee.
Yeah.
The Angels.
He was a nice player. Real good player.
He's a really good player.
I saw something that you haven't seen probably, and it's innocuous, but speaking of Tennessee, the national champions in baseball, Tony Vitello, their coach. You remember, you see him in the dugout and all those good games this past World Series. He worked the draft the other day for, I guess, MLB or ESPN. He worked the draft, the broadcast. I'd never seen him without a hat. I saw Tony Vitello. Think about it. You always see him with the orange hat. He's got the beard.
Yeah.
Never saw him without a hat. He
full head of lettuce up there?
He was in, full head of lettuce.
Okay.
Good head of lettuce up there.
Good head of lettuce. That's good.
Good head of lettuce. Hey, take a peek outside. You're at home. I'm not near a window, but I'm about to be. Raining still? What's going on?
No, but it's wet. I'm still hearing some remnants of some thunder.
Yeah.
Very light thunder, so it's not close over here.
There you go. Look at that. Looks pretty ominous.
Gift.
It's pretty ominous, but I'm going straight home. I need 12 minutes of good weather to get me home.
Have you gotten the key card yet?
Just about. Yeah, they're working on the card.
Just about.
Yeah. The guy that does the magic, he saw my card and got my name.
Well, at least today. Well, I don't know where you parked. I'm gonna say you can go out of the other side.
Yeah, I'm going out the near. We got trapped like hamsters in a hamster thing the other day.
I didn't realize until the day after where you said the guy was just walking out of the bathroom. It was a random savior that we got.
Oh, man, we're trapped in the studio here and didn't have the proper key to get through a door to get out. And it was that a Friday? I think it was Thursday. That was a Thursday because I told the story the next day to the guys. But, man, we're walking around, and, I mean, I don't think anybody was near here. And some guy, thank God, come walking out, and I tackled him. Hey, dude, you got one of these badges?
Yeah, you got one of those badges.
It was like getting trapped in the department store on Friday, and it doesn't open on the weekend, right? Yeah. And you got to wait until Monday. You know? So we were about to go to the camping area and lay out the camping.
Sound.
What's that?
Oh, you went out for a second. Lost sound.
I'm here. You don't.
Are you excited? I think today was the release of NCAA football.
I heard about it. Yeah, I'm not a game player, but no, everybody's excited. Good for them.
I think the highest rated Gator was the cornerback.
Really? Marshall
Johnson or something like that.
Marshall.
Yeah.
Marshall. Jason Marshall.
Graham Mertz was like an 84.
Yeah. Did you buy it? We got 10.
Like an 80.
We got 10 seconds. Did you buy it yet? The game?
No.
Nor have I. And don't buy it for me for Christmas either, because I just don't play the games. I know guys love it though. It's
a great Father's Day gift.
And they've been waiting for years. I know. That'll do it. We'll get back together tomorrow, right here at 4 o'clock. Don't miss Brent and Austin coming up tomorrow, 10 to 1 on Action Sports Jacks.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
I was tempted.
It's more than just food. It's a tradition, a heritage. It's about my family and the smiles on their faces. It's about the flavor, the meat, the love, the community. Our community. Barbecue is who we are, and it's what we do.
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from.
My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer. You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC.